Okay, guys, it looks like we are good to go. So, good morning and welcome to another BEJ daily live stream. Today, we are on the official BEJ live streaming channel. We do this every day at 10 a.m. JST, give or take a few minutes. We are live, and today, in today's stream, well, I guess I wanted to, well, first of all, if you are not yet subscribed, please consider doing so. Check the link in the description down below to subscribe to this channel for daily live streams. And also you can subscribe utilizing that big rectangular, what do you call it, red button down below, right? I think yesterday was a very interesting day, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. And then we will see how this live stream goes. And remember, again, you can check the description for the phone number and the Skype ID that you can utilize to call in, and we can have you on the live show and we can discuss a plethora of things, especially current affairs, current events right now in the world, what's taking place right now in the world. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. But of course, as you guys know, I allow you guys to talk about whatever, as long as it's not something that is, you know, too disrespectful or crazy. We can have a dialogue or a discussion. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Let me just do some things again behind the scenes, you know, get things welled up and greased up and stuff to go. So give me 2 seconds. How are you guys doing? Let me know where you guys are watching from right now. Let's see if I can get this thing ready properly. Okay, let's see. Do we have it on here? Let's see. Ah, okay. Give me a second. Quick second. Yeah, and while I'm doing this, there are some things that I want to touch on in regards to yesterday when and some of the comments I've seen. Yesterday's live stream was quite long. Some of you guys might recall. It was actually very, very long. It was 4 hours, so that was a long time. That was a long live stream that we had yesterday, right? So I want to make sure that there are a few things I want to talk about just to clear the air. And I guess it might be wise for me to do so right now in terms of the live stream just began, and I can maybe cover some of these things to get it out of the way so that people who watch replay can get the message, because I'm not sure how many people actually watch the entire live stream when it goes live. Some people are talking about, I think I understand what some people want me to do, right? From some of the comments I've seen yesterday, I can see that a lot of people don't understand my position truly, and I understand why. What I'm talking about is, you see comments about I'm not sure why you're surprised, or you're naive, or just stuff like that, right? But what people don't understand is they're not in my position, right? Meaning it's easy for someone on the outside to look in and say something about what's taking place, like how something should be done, what you should say. Because if someone has never been in my position or my shoes, they don't understand what comes along with being in my position. So it's easy for someone to say something without knowing the full scope, right, of someone else's experience. So someone can come on, and as I said to you guys, I allow people to speak freely. I just allow people to speak, and I know sometimes people in the comment section, especially like yesterday, you know, depending on how many people you have, you have so many different opinions that people share, so many viewpoints that others might find disrespectful, others might find rude, other people might you know, feel uncomfortable with certain things that people might say. However, my goal is I allow people to speak freely, and I have a certain way that I approach things, right? I'm not one to cut people off in terms of like disconnecting the call, even though I have the power to do that. My goal is to facilitate a discussion. The person doesn't have to agree with me. I don't have to agree with the person for me to allow them to speak. If in my opinion, what's being discussed, goes crosses the line that I have set for myself or this platform, then I can take the necessary actions at that point. But people are talking, but let me just get to it because I haven't gotten to the point yet. People talk about racism, and in terms of like, I don't, some of the comments I've seen, like they're saying like, I don't get what you're saying, dude. Like, are you denying stuff? Or I'm like, guys, I'm well aware, and I'm engaged in the fight. I'm on the battlefield. So when people are saying stuff to me, I'm like, I guess people don't, yeah, they don't know much about me. I guess they're just saying stuff, but I'm well aware. I'm 1000% aware, and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's one of the reasons why I have a mission, and I'm not just talking, I am doing things about it. Some of the people that say stuff, they're not doing anything at all. They just come on and they just write stuff all the time, and they just say whatever they feel like because they have the power to write something and say something. But I want people to understand that I'm not naive. When I do certain things on the live stream and I do certain things on this channel, they have to understand what tact is. I'm not sure if they understand what tact is. When you're in my position, there are certain things that you have to do in terms of, there's certain things, I understand that people want me to say certain things outright, and there are certain times when I might say something outright, but there are other times where I won't say something outright that people want me to say because they're not in my position, and I have to be aware of a lot of different things. So I have to exercise tact sometimes when I'm speaking about certain things. So when someone wants me to run across the street and yell something specific for them to say, oh yes, he's this or that, I'm like, nah, there's a certain way that I go about doing it. And certain things so I guess people want me to say, because some people come on when they call in, because I give people the platform to speak their minds freely. They would come on, I'm talking about a live show, and they would say stuff that other people would find extremely disrespectful, right? They would say stuff that without caring about anything else, they'll just say it. But I can't say it like they say it. They need to understand that I have a way to go about it, right? Being the person, that's behind this platform, the person that created this platform, there's some certain things that I have to be aware of, and the way that I do things that they who aren't in my position wouldn't think about or see the need to do it a certain way or understand the potential ramifications or even have my vision, my internal vision, and the things that I know that they don't know. So the way that they want me to carry out to address something might not be the best way for me to do it or the most effective way. So, and I understand that it's because of that. It's like when someone is saying something to you and you know that you can defend yourself, but at the same time, you know that it's better if you just refrain from doing what they want, because you understand more, you see more from your point of view. There's a lot more that you're privy to that they aren't privy to. So because of that, you have to allow that to lead you in terms of the way that you carry yourself or the things that you're saying. So for all those people who think I'm naive or don't understand what's going on, I probably understand more than you do. And I'm probably doing way more than you're doing. And there are things that I'm probably working on and doing that you have no idea about. So I really want people to understand that, because I see these comments and I feel like, I was telling my wife that maybe, I probably just won't say anything. But I feel like it's probably better that I get these things out of the way from now, so that people understand. Like some people say like, oh, this guy's seeking acceptance, from this and that. I'm like, that's not the case. But the way that I go about it is way more effective than the way that you're going about it. And the way that you think I should go about it is not the way that I personally believe I should go about it, because there's a certain approach that I personally take, which is more effective than the approach that you think I should be taking, and you're still not doing anything. I see these people come on and they write all these things all the time, and they're not doing anything. They're literally not doing anything, literally not doing anything at all. But that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. It's easy to criticize. It's easy. It's easy because when it's easy. So I see all these things, and I'm like, man, these people don't get it. They don't get it. They don't get it. They don't get it. So I guess it's one of those. So I just want to. I'm not. I guess I'm not even being that clear right now because I guess I don't think I want to be extremely specific, but there's a certain way that you got to go about things, especially when you have a platform that's big as this one. It's not the biggest clearly, but it's definitely sizable. There's a certain way that you got to go about things, and I don't mind being misunderstood. That's fine, because if these people or if someone misunderstands me, we can have a discussion. If these people are people who we can talk to, if we can have a discourse or have a conversation, I don't mind being misunderstood, because I can always clarify and restate my position and try to, let this person understand my position to be clear. So I don't mind being misunderstood. However, right? If I'm misunderstood, it's fine. But if I take a certain position or a certain stand, that has to be my stand through and through, right throughout. And whatever come as a result of that, I'm for it. But if someone misunderstands me, that's fine, because at least I can have a conversation. But if I take a certain position, I'm fine, and I'm ready for whatever might come as a result of taking that position. But even though when I'm talking, I feel like I'm being so vague. But even though I exercise tact when it's needed or when I believe it's warranted, being in the position that I'm in, and understanding that there are so many different people that watch me, and people from all over that watch me, and things that we want to do in the future, if injustice takes place with any of my people anywhere, when I say my people, I'm talking about Black people. I'm not one to say this country or this place. That's not me. That's not my view. And that's another pain point as well. I see where some people are saying, well, these people, Black people are pointing fingers at other Black people. That's not my position. I believe we're all brothers and sisters. I don't care if people want to say historically, well, you got the tribalism. I don't care about that. As I said before, society is not something to be endured. It's something to be invented. Okay? The system that we live under right now was created by someone else, and if it's not working, then we change it. That's my view. That's my position. So if you're going to tell me that, well, this has always been the case, then if it's a problem and it's not the most effective way to get things done, change it. Change it. Right? So the point I was trying to make just now is that even though I exercise tact with certain things, and I'm not going to say certain things outright like other people can say it, because you have the luxury of saying it the way that you want to say it. And if I decide to say it the way that you want me to say it, then I also have to make sure that I bear that in mind, and that within itself, I have to take that position all the way to the end. Right? So I have to exercise tact. But as I said, I will still speak up against injustice. I will still speak up against injustice. So if someone does something wrong, I'm going to call a person out. 100%, I will call a person out. 1,000%, and I will be alongside my brothers and sisters in the streets. But if you're not in my position, please, I see these comments, and I'm pretty sure people are going to keep writing those comments still. But the things that you can say, because you don't, look, you're not in my position, so it's easy for you to say it. Okay, you can say this, because I'm not saying, I understand they want me to say certain words and say certain things, but I can't say it the way that you want me to say it. There's a way to go about doing something. You can't expect me to say it the way that you want to say it. I can't just be disrespecting people when I know other people that don't fit exactly what you're saying. I have to know what I'm doing, because one person or 10 people might listen to you, but there are thousands of people that come in contact with what I say or whatever the case is. So there is a level of responsibility. But unless someone is in that position, they don't understand. They don't understand. So I'm like, I think I'm being vague still. I hope people can put 2 and 2 together to understand what I'm trying to say. I don't even know if people understand what I was trying to say just now, but I hope. I'm not seeing the comments just yet, guys. So if you guys are writing something, I haven't seen it, but I hope they understand. And I guess now I'm understanding a little bit more what some people in certain positions go through when the masses believe that they should handle a certain situation a certain way, and they aren't doing it the way that people believe they should be doing it. But the reason I think I'm understanding now, because they're privy to way more than the masses are privy to. And as a result of that, and not even just that, what they do have to be calculated. So they have to think about 100 things for every action versus someone just looking at it with this tunnel vision saying, okay, this is what you should do. This is, I'm like, so they're seeing just one thing in front of them. Do this. But you understand that there's way more that's involved. You have 100 things to think about and consider. They only see one thing. And being the captain, you have to know exactly what you're going to do. Because if, for me, if I have a certain stand or stance, I have to follow that all the way across the finish line. I hope people understand. I hope I'm not being too vague. Let me know if I'm being too vague, guys. I'm going to check the comments now. I wasn't seeing any comments for the last, I don't know how long that was, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of me saying that. I guess maybe I need to be even clearer than I'm being right now, because I feel I'm not being as clear. I'm not being as clear as I should be, to be honest. Hold on, let's see where do we have the let me bring up the comments, guys. Hold on. Let's see what you guys have to say. I'm trying not to say certain things, eh? Y'all don't understand. I'm trying to be diplomatic. I'm trying to be civil. I'm trying to be kind. You know, I'm trying to be nice. Okay, I'm trying not to go dark. I'm trying my best to be professional and respectful. I'm trying really hard. But I think maybe I might, maybe if not today, maybe one day I need to probably spell it out clearly for people and then move on from that. And then if someone asks me a question or write a comment that is ignorant, meaning they don't understand the full scope, they don't have all the information or data to judge me correctly. So I can just reference the video. I could say, just go watch that video. I ain't got time. I can't. I'm done. I have nothing more to say to you. Let's see where we are. Okay, guys. Sorry. But okay, Mylin, thanks for coming on. Bushy Mike, how you doing? Who's this? Okay, yeah, this name is super complicated. So Zai. Okay, how you doing? How are you guys? Enola, welcome. Busy Mike, how you doing? Earl, what's up? Moy, how you doing? Who else is there? Jan, what's up? What's up? Courtney, how you doing? Who else? Rising Lotus, what's up? Chili Freeman, hey. Matsuki. Oh, wait, Matasuki. What's up? Or Matasuki. Is that how you say it? I'm not sure if you pronounce that. Who else is there? All right, let's see on Facebook. Sorry, I can't even see the Facebook. Wait, I can see the Facebook comments, right? Facebook, let's see. Any comments from Facebook? Kamar, how you doing? Thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it. Facebook comments. Okay, I think that's it. Let's see what you guys are saying now. Oh, Busy Mike is fine. It's fine. I'm not too yeah, I want to get to a certain number on this channel, but for certain features, but in time it will happen. It's just the way it is. Let's see what you guys are saying. Ranzo, you're neutral. Your tact is much appreciated. Yeah, it's when you're doing certain things, you got to think about more than the moment, right? And I understand what some people want me to say, but I'm like, there are things that are in the pipeline. There are things that people don't know about. So there's certain things that I got to make sure that, you know, I do it right. But at the same time, don't for a second think I'm soft. Please don't. Don't for a second think that I will not be in the streets with my people. Don't for a second think that. And that's my position, right? As much as I'm employing tact as much as I can, don't for a second think that I'm some wuss and I won't be in the streets. And that's what people don't understand. So it's one of those things where you have to be able to make a judgment call as it relates to, okay, maybe let's see, well, let's just prove this to these people. Or you gotta be able to control yourself and say, you know what, I understand what I'm doing, let me execute it this way. All right. And that's the thing, it's like you gotta fight between those two things where it's like, yo, you know, I could, but you gotta remember, you gotta know what you're doing. You're being very vague in my opinion. I think I am. I know. I know. I'm trying not to go there, man, because okay, let's see. Life is a flower with many petals. If you have leaders you trust, then yes, I agree. It's not hard being a public figure slash voice. Makes sense. Indeed. I got one request. As much as we all love these long convos, can we make them shorter, just so we in North America can get to sleep earlier? Got to get our sleep and exercise versus COVID-19. I'm gonna call you in the personal Skype flow. Okay, see. Um, okay, some of you guys understand, right? Some of you guys understand what I'm saying. Yeah, some of the people. I get it. So at first I saw some of the comments and I was just trying to figure out why people were saying some of the things they were saying. And I'm like, I don't understand what they're saying. But then no, I understand what it is because you have people with consistent comments, and I'm like, I get it. I get it. I'm like, okay, I see what it is. It's because it's simply because I'm not saying what they want me to say. It's simply because I'm not I'm not being as blunt as they want me to say, and I'm not. I get it. I understand. I understand, but they need to they need to just take my word for it. If my actions aren't speaking loud enough, then I can't help them. Yeah, right. Yeah, this is a channel where we use voices, we use words, but it's actions still. All right, and that's all. That's all. That's just. I'm just like, I guess the what I could say is just watch me. You can say whatever you want, but just watch me. That's it. What else can I say? And it's easy. It's almost like when someone says to a person, let me give you an example. Like some people are saying to the people in China, oh, just dip. Just get up and leave. Just leave China. Because you have your own feelings with people. Let's say someone has a business in China, for instance, right? And the person has been in China for 20 years. Let's just say, for whatever reason, they probably went to China, they studied at the university there, and they decided to open a business in China. And they maybe to export business or whatever type of business they have. And they're like, okay, they're doing that for 20 years. And someone might say something happens, and someone might say, leave. This is just an example. I'm just talking about how people would say something to someone without knowing the full story and expect them just to act upon what they say. The person's been there for 20 years. They've built whatever they've built for 20 years, and you can't, any rational person can't expect someone to just leave the country because it's not as easy just to leave all what you've built. Everything you have, you might not even have anything else in your country now, and they're just expecting you to dip. I'm just giving an example. So sometimes when someone is saying something, it's not as easy as from where you stand. It's easy because you don't know the full story. So you can just say, do this, right? But if a person does something, you have to be willing. And that's my position. If I make a declaration on this channel or anywhere, I'm willing to stand behind it across the finish line. I'm not going to say something and then halfway through it, I'm going to say, you know what, let me just back up. If I make a stance, I have to be willing to say, okay, this is going to be my stance. I understand the ramifications, and I'm going to see it all the way through. Let's get to the finish line. So overall, I guess one example, if I'm being vague, one example is when we make blanket statements, right? When we make blanket statements, we can make a blanket statement. I don't support any blanket statements. And I understand that is very, or generalized statements. I understand it. I understand it, right? I don't support even the blanket statements. Of course, you guys know this about black people. When someone says all black people are this or that, that's the dumbest statement, because even some of the examples that they give or some of the statements they make, I as myself as a black person know that it doesn't apply to me and other people. So I know already it's a fallacy. So if someone else makes a statement about any other people, my position has to be the same. I can't say, and as much as it seems that way, because I have stuff in my mind too, in terms of generalizations, but but you got to be a critical thinker. You have to be a person, a rational person, still, and still be able to fight for your people 1000%, throw your heart, your life, everything into it, but still be a rational thinker and can say, well, this statement can't be made because it's a fallacy. And that doesn't mean that, oh, this person don't understand. You probably understand more, and you're probably able to see more than that person, why you're able to rationally say, you can't do this. I'm not denying that. You see, like I don't even know. It seems like, man, this thing is harder than it looks. Because people, it's either someone takes something. I feel like people take things literally, like exact, like it, I'm like, no, I'm like, man, you can't leave room for interpretation for anything, because people will, like, people are the sum of their experiences, and they hear everything through the filters in their minds. So like whatever filtration system they have in their heads, that's how they're gonna see something. So if you say something, it's like it doesn't matter how you say it, because I try sometimes to be tactful. I'm not gonna lie, but it seems like it just goes through. I'm not that filtration system. It goes through it, and people hear something else that you haven't said. And I'm like, isn't the work I'm doing enough for you to see how serious I am about this? That I'm not just talking. I'm actually doing something. And the reason I commit myself to this is because it's where my heart is. I told people this already. I'm not just doing this for popularity or whatever other people might think I'm doing it for. When I began this, I was doing this thing like no one was watching, but I still kept doing it. Did I not keep doing it? I did. Why? Because I'm driven. I'm driven by my heart. I'm driven by the desire. I'm driven by the passion to make a difference, to see a change. That's why I'm doing this. Why else do you think I'm doing this? So I don't understand. And I think in Jamaica, what's the word? Um, there's this phrase in Jamaica when they say, "Don't make people draw you out," which is like, don't allow people to to cause you to enter in to their discussion. Someone is saying no sound, but people can hear. You're the only person saying that, and you might be a troll. Please desist, or you will be blocked, because other people are hearing what I'm saying. Check your volume if what you're saying is legitimate. Like, don't allow other people to get you all caught up in all sorts of craziness. And it's funny because there you have people who might want the same thing that you want, but they the methodologies that you're employing, they may feel as though there's another way to do it. Whether they believe it's a better way or not, you might want the same end, the same result, but the way that you're doing it, they might think, oh, there needs to be another way to do it, and there's a disagreement because of that. So you have the basis of that. You have that thing that okay, well, the way you're doing it, okay, this is my way is better than your way. No, this is the way you should be doing it, but you ain't doing nothing still. And even if, or you think there's another way to do it, but you're not doing anything. You never did anything. And then someone else is doing something, and then you're complaining because you think there's another way, but you weren't doing anything. It's easy to complain, isn't it? It's easy to just be on the sidelines and just say stuff. So easy to do it. And people talk about those who are on the sidelines shouldn't interrupt those people who are in the ring, or someone who is actually doing something. You don't have to agree with the methodology, but just understand that, hey, it might be working. It might be working. My stance is, look, man, my stance is this, guys. My stance is this. Because these are 2 points that I see for the period of time I've been doing this, and the amount of comments. Sometimes I have a video that has like 12,000 comments. That's a lot of comments. Okay. And I don't get to all the comments. And that's just, I'm just saying, like, one video. You can imagine one video with 12,000 comments. I've read so many comments. I've had conversations in my DMs. I've met people. And there are 2 things that I think I've noticed that this, I guess those 2 things, among others, but that seems to be consistent, is one, Black people, especially from the comments, try to separate themselves from other Black people, which I think is a problem. So you're separating yourself because of Black. I don't get. Well, that's not my viewpoint. So I see that that could be a problem, and I could see, man, that's why we're so weak, yo. For real, because everybody just care about, okay, well, this cohort, I'm about that. I don't care about y'all. Really? And someone wrote a comment and I responded. I said, look, bro, if I see my brother or whoever in the street and they're being wronged, I'm not going to look around and say, snap, I don't see their fellow countryman going there. I don't see this going on. I don't see what's going on. Once I see that injustice is, this person is facing injustice, I'll be with you in the streets. I'm not going to first ask you some questions to find out. All I got to see is, I see your skin. As one guy says, Marcus Garvey put it, the badge of honor. I see it. That's all I need to see, because I understand that we go through a lot just because of the melanin. That's all I need to see to understand that, and that's why, and that's the basis of most of what we face. Someone see it. It's what you call a trigger feature. Okay, they see it. They believe they know everything about you. Then you're subjected to certain things. So when I see it, they see it as a point of negativity. But when I see it as a point of camaraderie. I see it as a brother. I see it as a sister. And if you're being wronged, I picture myself going through that same thing, and I'm by your side. Just like when I see other people in China going through what they're going through. Okay, yeah, I'm not African, but does that mean that I'm not going to stand up and say something about it? What if I took the position and said, well, they're African and I'm Jamaican or whatever, I don't care about what they're going through. That's not my position. That's not my mind. Not even remotely close to who I am. But I feel like some of the views I'm seeing, it sounds like people might do that. Then is that like they might be like, oh, they're Africans, I don't care. They don't know me too well. I'm the type of, I'm not, look, I'm not about injustice. Injustice. At one point, I wanted to become a lawyer because I felt like that was the only way I could fight for people. That's how pissed off I am with injustice. It irks me. And I'm not one to just sit down and just see injustice and just accept it. I'm a person that wants to do something about it. I am what you would call a defender of people. And I don't care. Like, I don't care if you are from my country or not. How can we take that position and expect something good or some advancement to come from it? How can we take that position? Well, we're free agents. People can do whatever they want, do whatever you feel like, but so people are entitled to that, but that's not my approach. That's not my position. When I see a video of my sisters and brother, even in America with the police brutality, my wife can tell you how pissed off I am. And some of the thoughts that occupy my mind when I see it. I'm trying to hold my tongue. And also, I'll just push on. And some of the things I would be willing to do to see such injustice stopped in its tracks 100%. I would be by the side of my sisters and my brothers in the streets. That's my position. I don't care if you're from the same place as I am. Do you share my skin? Cool. What's the basis of being judged? Your skin. That's all I need to see in common. I don't care. That's all I want to see, because a lot of people see it. I've been places you see people, they see you, they don't even know you. They start making facial expressions, grimace on their faces. They're distancing themselves from you, running across the street, turning into a dead-end road or whatever, because they see you. They're trying to avoid you. What did they see so far, my friend? Can you answer my question, please? What did they see? They saw the beautiful melanin. What else do they need to see? And because of that, they have already judged you. What else? What other conversation should we be having? That's my position. I don't want people to tell me no. I don't want people to write some dumb comments as if you know who I am. What are you doing? If you're not doing something, shut your mouth, please. If you're not doing something and you're just making up noise, stop your noise. What are you doing? Super divisive. The people who I'm talking about, they know themselves. The people who share this worldview or that worldview know themselves. I did a podcast. We had a podcast that we did, and we'll bring it back to life. These live streams might morph into a podcast or the podcast again. And the goal of the podcast was, all about solutions. Because we know the things that ails us, right? We know the things that ail us. And people, I'll take this podcast to talk about this. I know that it's going to be long and I'm just going to be talking. I don't care. Because I don't have to do these live streams. And I thought to myself, I'm like, Ryan, so why are you doing these live streams? You don't have to do it. Why am I doing these live streams? I don't have to do it. I don't have to do them. Let me give you some examples. Because the goal really, my goal is to, I'm drawn to this, okay? I'm drawn to it. And I would see comments like someone would say, just to show the mindset, and some people would write a comment and say, well, we think about ourselves as Black people this way. And we, as Black people, we don't even, we don't even trust our brothers and our sisters as well. So this thing is we have internalized all the hate as well. So I don't get it. So yeah, we are a problem too, and all these things. So there are things in our own minds. And then you see a comment on a video I did, the one about me disembarking the bus, met up with this dude, Chinese Indonesian guy. I told the story about what transpired, though long-winded. I told the story. And what happened was, wait, you know what? Let me just do this real quick. Okay. And a few people, that video has, I don't know how many comments that video has, but that video has a lot of comments. Some people are saying, oh, if it was a black man, you would have walked right by him. If the man looked like you, you would have walked right by him. What in the world was the motivation for such a comment? Why were in the video? What was the impetus? Where did your mind go for you to think that had nothing to do with the video, but you're going to look at me and say, Ranzo, if it was a black man, you would have walked by him? What a dumb way to think. Why would your mind go that way? So I'm connecting this to the comments where people are saying, well, as black people, we think this about ourselves and we do all these things. So, hey, whatever. So, hey, what do you expect? So in your mind, you believe that, well, most black people hate other black people then, and you're saying, well, or that's what you are expecting. You're expecting that if it was a black man, your Ranzo, you'd walk by him. Foolishness. Foolishness. And I said to those people, this is what you probably would have done. That's not my approach. If any person that I saw in a situation like that, looking like they're in some distress, that they might potentially kill themselves or whatever, I'm going to intervene. And people write in comments, you should mind your own business. What kind of human you be? What type of person are you? What type of person are you to say I should mind my own business? I see someone is suffering and you're telling me that I should mind my own business. What type of human are you? That's the question. Mind your own business. That's not the way I was brought up. And that's not the way I think. And I was trying to fight it because I was walking by the guy. But I was like, man, what if me stopping? Because I was just going somewhere. I'm like, what if I just stopped and turned around for a second and help this guy? Because I'm like, well, maybe because he was by the cab. I thought he might needed money for the cab. I'm like, yo, if I can give this guy money to take a cab, yo, I'll do it. If I can help this guy so that he potentially won't kill himself just by me stopping. It's a crap if the guy is white, pink, purple, blue, or orange. That's not how I think in terms of helping someone. I'm not gonna think that, oh, well, yo, it's a black guy, let me not. What can I, if that's the way you think though, if that's the first thing your mind go to, yo, we're in trouble, yo. We're in trouble. We're in trouble, man. And sometimes I do feel discouraged sometimes in terms of like, yo, why am I doing this? People have the wrong idea. People have the wrong idea. Because sometimes I'm like, man, this is like a mammoth of a task. How many people have come before me who have tried to do something positive, but at the end of the day, nothing happened? Some of them died young, killed by their own skin folk. Think about some of the greats that have went before me. I can't even stand against any of these people. But I'm just giving you an example. People who meant so much, gave their lives for so much, and yet their lives was snuffed out or were snuffed out by people they were trying to help for whatever reason, whatever the motivation was. Maybe for some money, maybe because of jealousy or envy, some dumb things. Dumb. And if I should judge the mindset, if I should judge a mindset of our people from just some of the things I've witnessed, whether it's comments or just some certain, mostly comments and different things, people messaging me or whatever, I'm like, yo, we're in trouble, man. We are in trouble, man. We're in trouble, man. Maybe the good people are being silent. Maybe those who mean well are being silent. Maybe that's why, and that's usually the case. But those who have some other opinions, we're in trouble. Because nothing that they're talking about is anything that's progressive. Is nothing that they're talking about is something that's going to take us higher. Nothing. But of course, I keep saying this as well. I have my own demons, right? And shortcomings because I'm a man, like any other man. I do have things I need to work on. But there's one thing I know my heart, and I know the way my mind works. And I know my motivation to do this. Like why am I doing this? And there are things that, as I said, I gotta work on. No doubt. I'm not perfect. But the worst thing about this for me is that I'm drawn to it. I don't know, I'm drawn to it. And I can't shake it. I can't shake it. As annoying and as hard as it might be sometimes, I can't shake it. And I could be doing many other things. But I am here, right? I'm alive for now. Whenever my time comes, it comes, because none of us are immortal, so we all got to leave the earth at one point. So I'll do the work. I'll do whatever it is, whatever my destiny is, whatever that is, my purpose is, because as you guys know, that's what I'm about, a purpose-driven life. So that's how I personally will lead my life. And when my time comes, whenever that is, I leave, because then again, I can't stay. None of us can stay whenever time comes. It doesn't matter if you feel like you've done what you came for or not. That's why I believe each day is expensive and important. Someone says days are so expensive. When you spend a day, you have one less day to spend. And that's how important our time is. And sometimes we get caught up in all the drama and the politics. And we keep forgetting how important and expensive our life is. The days of our lives. So there's a lot that needs to be done. There are a lot of people, the world over who are doing things. There's a lot that ails our community, and most of us know it. And that's why people can write comments where they feel as though the black man and the black woman think negatively about their fellow black man and their fellow black woman. So someone can say to me, if there was a black person struggling, you would walk by the person, but you'd give someone else an opportunity or a chance because, well, hey, the person doesn't look like you. And I know there's a lot of people with that mindset, trust me. And the truth is, I'm not even all the way there yet myself. I'm not all the way there yet myself. So I can't 100% fully expect other people to be there. But I'm sure we can improve what we're doing. And it has to start with me. Division, okay. Okay, there's some things that I have to do. And I'm gonna, there are some things that I'm gonna have to do. We can't continue like this, guys. We can't. The fighting against one another. We can't continue like this. Fear, jealousy, envy, hatred, pride, arrogance. We can't. The reason why we're in the position that we're in. You know, we spoke about in China and the Africans who are being affected, right? Yesterday. And we spoke about how it's because, the African nations aren't strong. They don't, band together. They don't do all these things so people can walk over them. And if we go all the way back, people were able to do what they did to the race overall because of division. And it was strategic. It was strategic. It wasn't by happenstance. It was strategic because they understood. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if we all had a common goal? Like seriously, not just one woman or one man for himself, but a common goal. This might be naive idealism, I don't know. But imagine if we had a common goal, really, truly. And we never allowed anyone to put us against each other. And we truly, truly from the heart, like collaborated, really. Not competing, not wishing for the demise of someone else. Imagine if we really, truly did that within a matter of months. I think our story would be changed. Our story would be different. A house divided against itself will fall. There's no way. If the house is divided by itself, it will fall. A crab in a barrel mentality will not work. So many things ail us. The division, the hatred of your brother. We're so much alike, but one or two differences, we want to separate ourselves. And I talk about this already. We're being ravaged without our house, and inside, we're also fighting. When do we have time to rebuild, to strategize? When do we have time to do something, man? Like, honestly, like, when? In what generation? When you guys look forward? When you guys look ahead, what do you see? And I'm not talking, this is the thing that we don't get. I'm not talking about one man, one group, one community in terms of like, okay, this one community. In terms of community, I'm talking about actual communities where people live with houses and stuff. Oh, this one is thriving. Or these people over here, these black people, or this one black person there, that one black person 10,000 miles over there, and another black person over the mountain over there. Oh, and another black person down there in the submarine, and there's one. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about as a collective. When people see us, they see us like, you know what, yo, you can't mess with those people. Those people are serious. They're strong, man. Listen, yeah, these people are doing it. We're already proud of who we are. I'm proud of who I am. I'll never, ever switch. If there was an opportunity to become someone else or be something else, I would say, listen, send me back down to the earth, God, as black as they are. And I'm pretty sure almost every one of us will say the same thing. Because we're proud to be black. And people might be like, what? I've seen comments where someone was saying, well, if y'all were, like, if you had the opportunity, you would definitely not be black. I'm like, I don't know who you're talking to. With all the struggles or what and the history, I would say send me down again, blacker than I was, black. So we're proud. But we know what ails us. And one of the simple reason why, the simplest reason why we face what we face everywhere is because like we're not together. We're not united. Simple. The same story for the last 500 years we've been preaching. Same story. Unite, 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 unite. And don't you guys understand that the moment they see that happening, whoever the enemy are, y'all know, like when I say something like this, people are just like, oh, y'all get it. I'm just saying it tactfully for various reasons, whatever. Whoever they are, they see it, oh snap, people start shaking in their boots and start sweating because not too much unity, because they understand what unity means. They understand what singleness of purpose means, singleness of focus means, a concerted effort means. They understand what that means. That's why it's attacked. Too much love, too much positivity, too much unity is scary. It's scary. And sometimes I'm telling you, y'all, man, sometimes I'm like, yo, why am I doing this? This is hard work. The mission you have in your heart, Ron, is hard work. You know, you could do something else. There's something I want to do, and you know what? I'm gonna do it, and I don't care. I'm gonna do it, and I've been thinking about doing this thing, and I'm gonna do it. There's, as I said, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna lead by example. And there's something else I was thinking as well along those lines as well that I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do it. I don't care if I'm not the most influential person. I don't care. There's something I want to do, and I'm going to do it. We have to lead by example. We have to lead by example, honestly. And if I'm talking about these things, as I said, there are things I need to work on, and I myself, I'm going to have to lead by example. And whether other people are saying whatever, I don't care. If it seems like, yo, this person ain't got no sense, he's being too nice, or whatever the case is, I don't care. Because I really cannot speak about something if I myself am affected by it. And you think about certain things, and you think about the people who are the nicest people, or the people who do this, people always screw them over in the end. So no one wants to be that person. So you have to try to be defensive. People are always criticizing. But as I was saying earlier, because y'all know I talk long, I'm long-winded, that's my nature, whatever. I was built for this. So now I was saying, when you look in the future, what do you see? Some people talk about, well, we're in 2020 and the race thing and whatever. As long as there are things that we're struggling with and we're suffering from, or whatever the case is, as long as there's still these barriers and all this, the perception and whatever Black people face, then there's a need for us to speak up. When we stop is when this is no longer a thing. There's a lot of things that, I've had conversations with some really smart people, and they give some really good suggestions, and I'm like, man, yeah, that's a good suggestion. That needs to be implemented. People need to adapt this mindset. We need to do it, or adopt this mindset. We need to do it. We need to do these things. So you have people out there who are thinking, but we need to do something, man. I can't shake it. Look, if you guys are wondering, like, why the hell is Ranzo doing this? I can't shake it. And don't look at me and say popularity. I was doing this before anyone was watching me. I've done even other things beyond this, where I went to Jamaica when I was in Canada. And I try to motivate the people in the community, because I came from an inner city community. So I got a group of people together, and we had this thing where, I went there and I spoke to the people, because that's my heart. It was for free. No one paid nothing. But I knew where I'm coming from. I knew where I came from. That's my heart, and I felt so good about it. I could do it for free every single day of my life. That's me. So this is something that's deep. I don't know why I care so much. I do, though. Because I see the potential, and I intend. Yes, I know. Look, I'm on YouTube, okay? I understand that this is not my platform. I understand that they can snuff me out like a second. And if that's destiny, then so be it. I can't help it. But as long as I have a voice, and as long as I can use whatever influence I have as a force for good, I intend to do so. When we look ahead, it doesn't look that bright. If we look at the trends right now, we look at that, it doesn't look too bright. And we look at, I believe there was a study done, or there was this thing, some stat that came out of the US, that I think the median household income of a Black person or a Black family is going to be zero by 2050 or something like that, something like that, some crazy number like that. So the future doesn't look that promising, does it? If we look at trends. But there are two things that you can look forward with. You can look at trends, or you can look with vision. So you use your eyes, you use your vision to cast the future that you want. So you're looking for what you want, not what you see. And that's how You can keep doing something when you don't see the results that you're looking for. For instance, you have to be able to see with your vision and not just your eyes. So, okay, by all indicators, we're looking around, it doesn't look that promising, but I believe personally that we can cast the future that we want to see and build it and make it a reality. All the numbers are saying this. Oh, snap. Oh, look like, oh, we're going backwards. Oh, snap. What are we going to do? And I know, look, I know there's some great black people, man. Some great black people, some great black people. Some smart people. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's no reason why each generation has to keep fighting and fighting and fighting. We need, look, there's no reason, man. But we're in the age of social media, which is beautiful. And what does social media means? What does the age of the internet means? It means acceleration. Send me a message, Chili Freeman. I'll give you a link so you can come on. The age of social media means acceleration. What do I mean? All the things that we're trying to do, you can get the message out. We can do things faster than before. We don't have to send out some flyers around the neighborhoods. We can get stuff out. We can achieve the thing that we want faster. We can battle this divisiveness faster. We can get people the necessary information faster. We can change the next generation or the next 2 generations faster. We can change the world faster. Look at all these companies. I'm on YouTube. YouTube came about 1998? I don't know, like what was it? Something like that. Facebook changed the world, the way we communicate. All these things changed. I remember when I never had a cell phone. But now we can talk to people so easy. These things changed the world. Chilling on Skype. Which means just as easily as they changed the world, of course, you know, anything that black people try to do, there's resistance, but still we can do it. Not complaining about the limitations, acknowledging the limitations, but defying the limitations. So we acknowledge the limitations that we face and we defy it. But I know, look, not everyone is in it like that and are so deep in it. People don't care. Some people want to live their lives. It's just the way it is. But you have to have those people who are the warriors and those people who have that deep desire and drive to make a difference for their people, to go out there and whether it's, you know, motivating their people, helping their people, however you can, whatever way, shape, or form, you can use what you have to advance the purpose, to make the future different, where we don't have to be in the position that we're in, where we're truly independent. When we're unaffected by the whims of other people and other systems. When some people might laugh at this, but when we could have maybe something like a Wakanda in real life. There's just so much, yo. But listen, man, all there is to do is the work, and of course there will be resistance, but as I said, we have to defy it. It's there, but you defy it. You don't deny it. You say, yeah, it's there. Yeah, I understand it, but you defy it still, and it's possible. There are examples. It's going to be hard work. But I don't think we need 2 more generations of the same exact thing. When we're driving ourselves in the ground, when you hear things about people who are trying to eradicate even black people, can you imagine? And we're regressing. Some people might say we aren't. Maybe we aren't. The numbers don't look pretty right now, though. Someone is saying people aren't brave enough, and that's the thing as well. But it doesn't have to be any. Look, it doesn't have to be something like that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about any. Let me just even. Well, I'm not talking about no violence. So if anyone mind went there, I'm talking about just really, just uniting. Like seriously, like literally just uniting and just working toward a common vision, a common goal, and all the things that we believe that we need. We support black businesses, right? We have different programs and things to help black people within our community, right? We find the professionals in whatever field and utilize them. Really, we put the information out there. We flood the world with positivity. We take our image into our own hands, seriously. And we defy the narrative, the prevailing narrative, and create a new one, the reality. Okay, let me just, should I drop this in this thing? It's kind of problematic. Chili, like, are you on Skype? If you're on Skype, all you gotta do is you just gotta send me a message. You don't have to call. Be the one that has a point as well, using China as an example. And it's not even that hard. But we know the challenges, we know the things that exist, because we just need to have one conversation and we'll see it. Because most of us know what we need to do individually. And we know the things that ails us individually and the things that plagues our actions, or the things that cause us to be inactive. We know it. And that's why someone can say in a comment, if it was a black person, you'd walk right by them, because they know what is in their mind. So one way, or maybe the starting point, is to go against the resistance that you feel in your mind, or whatever it is. It has to start from the individual level. If you find yourself being a person who harbors hatred or resentment or some unkind thought toward your sister or brother, or a type of envy or jealousy, or the crab in a barrel mentality, or whatever it is, if you find yourself being plagued by that, then it has to start with you. And I think that is a start. Whatever it is, whatever that thing is in the mind, and we say, oh well, we know you know what's in the mind. Black people have internalized it because that's what the colonizers or whoever wanted, so they set it up that way. So now we're just the ones that are destroying ourselves. So it might be an individual thing. How do you feel when you see your brother, your sister? How do you feel? What should you do that you're not doing? But you're saying, you see it in someone else and you're pointing your finger and saying, ha, that person, and you condemn them, when the same thing harbors and resides in your own heart. So you have a double standard. You're expecting someone else to do something that you yourself aren't doing. Are you supporting black businesses? Or you're jealous because this person's business is doing better than your business? You can't expect change then. Anyways. We have all the money, but we put the money in other communities. We are some of the, maybe the largest group of consumers in the world. Hardly produce, but consume a lot. It's a mammoth of a task, but the question is it possible? Is it possible? And the answer is yes, it's possible. So if it's possible, what else do you need to know? You know it's possible. So what else is there? What else? Okay, it's possible. Okay, so what do we need to get to this place? As I said, I will do what I can. Indeed, Whitney. And I don't even think it starts, I don't even think it's that difficult, because we can use those same impulses within us to govern our actions. Like the things that we habitually do, or that we habitually do, those things that we have, those impulses, we can go against them. Okay, let me see. Someone wants to call, but I'm okay, wait, let's see. Okay, I'll do this. Let's just do this, shall we? Oh, I can't even. I did see a comment on Facebook. I'm on, but I don't see anything coming through on the call. But what I'll do is I drop this in the comment section real quick, and then you guys, I'll just do this. Okay, look, so I'll give you guys this link. Look, Chili Freeman, just click on that link, and once you click on it, you'll come into the room, and I'll bring you out, and then we can talk. So that's the link. So if you want to call in, we've been going for 1 hour and 18 minutes. Just use that link and call in. No, it doesn't call you. It doesn't. Well, if you use Skype, it's free. If I'm gonna call people, because I can call people as well, but I need to put credit on the Skype for that. Maybe I should do that. Maybe that's another thing I could do. But it's fine. It's fine. If you use that link, you'll come in, and I can have you on. Whether it's, if you want a video of you to be there, I can do that. If you want audio alone, we can do that. So just click on that link if you want to come in, and then we can start talking. Elevation, you don't have to send money. It's fine. It's fine. I don't need on this for that. I need to look into it, but people can call. It's fine. I think this setup is okay right now. Yeah. No, super chat is actually not on this channel. Yeah, that's the thing. This channel is the new channel. This is the live channel, which means super chat is not yet enabled, and that's why I need to reach 1,000. So not for super chat, but so I can actually stream outdoors. But there are features that you get once you reach like 1,000. So those features aren't on this channel. That is on the main channel because it's a larger channel. So that's on. There's a PayPal down. I don't know if I put it here. It should be in the description, I think. Is it? Yeah, you can use PayPal if you want. PayPal, there's a PayPal link there, but you don't have to do it for this thing because it's not necessary. Where is? I sent the link. Wait, let me check. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Okay. Can you hear me?
Well, Bridget.
I'm good. What's up, man?
I'm vibing, man. I just want to, bring up a quick thing. Remember, maybe a week ago, 5-6 days ago, and I told you about what I was seeing in the forums, and literally the next day, the girl from Shanghai called and confirmed it. And then yesterday, she's fucking crazy, man. Like,
okay, no expletives if you can. If you can help the expletives. No.
Okay. My bad.
Okay, cool.
I keep forgetting.
No problem. Continue.
But yeah, it's just, when I found out about it, then I thought it was kind of like, oh yeah, it may be a certain instance that somebody may be doing something in that faction or that way, and like you said, you gave me a whole spiel. I just wanted to understand that, like, damn, like, how do other people think about it, and come to find out this shit, things are in full effect, and it's messed up. I know we talked about it the whole time yesterday. 4 hours? I was on there from front to back, and and a lot of us was enraged, and I felt it, man. It was like it hurt, like, kind of, you know what I'm saying? You don't even know these people, but they really your people.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's the dwindling part about it, and it sat on your mind, and like the entire day I was at work today, and I'm like, damn, like my people really going through things like this, man.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. It was crazy, bro. Like, because as you said, you feel as though it could be you. And from what I'm hearing, it's like there is a section, that area apparently. Some Chinese people did send messages, and they're saying there's and also black people as well. There's a certain, like, 2 areas apparently that they're extremely racist against black people, and right now it's those areas that are being affected by what's going on in China. So they're saying right now it's not widespread. It's just those 2 areas so far that they're extremely racist, and that's where it's taking place right now. But definitely something that, when I heard about it, because as you said, I was thinking, okay, COVID-19 is changing a lot of things in the world. It's bringing to light a lot of things, and I'm saying in foreign countries, I'm like, what can we do? I'm like, imagine if something like this happens. Where I was saying something to my wife yesterday, which is kind of crazy, which was, imagine if they actually try to change the narrative of the virus and try to point to black people as the enemy. Like, because what happened, I saw this heading, but it was a screenshot, so I never I couldn't click on the article, but I need to find it, where it's saying something like minorities are being affected more, or are minorities being affected more by COVID-19 or something. It seems, I'm not saying this is the case, but from what we're hearing from China, it seems like, before that, I was saying, imagine if this started in the black community, or if it started in Africa or somewhere. Imagine what we would have gone through, right? So that was the first thing I was saying. But no, it seems like it's going that way, where people are trying. I'm not even sure. Hopefully this doesn't happen, and this might just be a ridiculous thing to say, so it just might not be a thing. But imagine if they turn it around some way, shape, or form to point fingers toward black people, to say, well, now it's black people who are the fastest they're catching this thing, they're contracting it faster than anyone else, and they're the most contagious, or some ridiculous thing. Like, can you imagine if that
See,
happens? How easy people
but
accept that?
Renzo, you got to think. Is look how far. Like I just caught myself with cursing. Chat, forgive me. See how far fetched that is. How in the hell it go from? It started in China. It spread it to Italy and Iran. Iran or whatever, Iran, which is really called, and then it starts spreading to France, England, Portugal, Spain. I got neighbors across the street from my mom's is from Barcelona, man, and they family going through detrimental shit. And I
Yeah,
mean, damn, they're going through detrimental things, and you know what I'm saying? It spread through there, and it go through this, and it hit the U.S. hard, and hit South America finally, and it touched Africa just a tiny bit. It hit South America. You know what I'm saying? The only continent it hasn't hit yet is Antarctica. And who living down there? If besides scientists or whatever. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And it's
yeah.
like, how in the hell you feel like, okay,
Yep, bro.
the whole world got it, but now we cleaned it up like we talked about
Bro.
a week ago. How in the hell you feel? Okay, we gonna pick some. First, it was just foreigners. It was white foreigners. It was people from Australia, people from Finland, people
Yeah,
from Greenland, Iceland, Portugal, the Caucasus Island, Russian, bro, Korean. Like it was no guidelines of foreign. It was just all foreigners. Now for some reason, I'm like, damn. So who started the fucking who started the narrative? Oh, it's black
yeah.
people that got it. Like, think about it, bro. I'm like, that's so far
Yeah,
fetched, bro. That's like saying,
it's funny too, because one thing that was false as well that was going around in the beginning, just to show you that this thing, hopefully it doesn't spread. But I see like a little thing that's changing, and hopefully it doesn't change to where, as I said, that people are going to point fingers, because it's going to be a lot easier for people to say, "Oh yeah, black people," right? Because people, that's
bro,
just the way
why
it's,
us,
it's, it's
bro?
been.
Why?
So
Why? Like, why? Wait, cause we just so easy to pick on. That's just like me saying, you, what somebody eating. I'ma just say, Berlin, Germany. He eat a schnitzel. What he eat make you doo doo in Japan? That don't make no sense.
I understand. No, so no, I know I understand. So I'm just saying it's crazy that it just hopefully, um yeah, it makes no, we know it makes no sense. It makes no sense. It's crazy. Just like what you said, the example, and that's what some people are saying. The thing originated in your country,
Like, bro, what are
but
you talking about, bro?
you found a way to say, listen, man, it's
It be
so
like,
crazy, bro. It's whatever. It's so crazy that I get what you're saying. It's crazy. My hope is that, look, my hope is that this thing doesn't catch on and people start thinking dumb things,
no,
because
no, no, no,
no,
no. I don't
remember,
want
look,
no evil thoughts.
hold up. Even in Japan, there were instances in Japan, there were instances in Japan where foreigners weren't admitted or allowed into certain restaurants. That was a thing as well in Japan. So I just brought that up to say that for this thing to catch on, it's not far fetched. It's quite possible that if the media decides to jump on this thing and trying to say, well, minorities or whatever, whoever are more susceptible, and try to just drop some stats or some crazy stuff, in no time, everyone will catch on to that. And now all of a sudden, black people are in the spotlight, with negativity being shown on them. So that's something as well that's possible. So I'm like, it's not that far fetched. My hope is that it doesn't reach that place, because
I,
if it does, no, we're gonna face some other things, and then it's gonna be a problem. So hopefully, fingers
I can,
crossed,
I
it
can,
doesn't escalate to that level.
I can believe in that. Trust and believe. Like anything can happen. But in the Western side, like the Western Hemisphere, like
Yeah,
it'd be kind of hard for people to say, "Oh, Black Americans, or people that been living." That's the whole thing I told you when we first talked about, like people saying that, like they've been in mainland China with you for years. How all of a sudden, just because they foreign, they've been
yeah,
living with in the same country with you for 10 years. Now they got the virus. Now we
yeah.
got to get them out of here. What the hell
It's
are you talking
yeah,
about, man?
it's easy. It's easier to demonize other people it's always easier to point fingers. It's just the way it is. Like people, it's easy for people to have a double standard. We understand that's it's easier, right? And one reason, or this might be an aside, but one reason is we know about ourselves. We know all the motivations for the actions that we take. We know that personally, but when we look outside of ourselves and look at someone else, when they do something, we don't know the motivation. We try to convince ourselves that we know the motivation, so it's easier to demonize them because we don't know the full story. And I was listening to this book recently, which was a good book. I think it's called Meditation by Marcus Aurelius, and he has some really good points in it. And he's saying that no one has enough information on a person to judge
To
them
judge
right.
them completely.
Yeah, like, and it's true because, as I said, some people would see me and they would say stuff, but they don't know what's in my heart. They don't know,
Yeah, no,
right?
that's
Or I
true.
might
That's
see
true.
someone as well, but I try my best never to do that. If I never say like that, like I never look at a person and say this is the reason. I might feel strongly that that's the motivation, but I say to myself, you know what? I still say it might not be the case. I might be off. I might be wrong. So I
But
always have that
that
in my mind that Ranzo, you might
that's
be wrong
different.
because the truth is I don't
That's
know. I don't know everything.
Renzo, that's different. That's different when somebody's showing you action. It ain't no if, ands, or buts. Or he may be thinking like that, or man, he maybe do something like that.
Yeah,
No, if somebody show you action, no, I'm
yeah,
sure I'm putting in your face. Now what
yeah.
you gonna do?
Yeah, the actions now, yeah, that speaks louder than words indeed. So if someone does something to that effect, then you gotta say, okay, well, this is what's going on.
See, like we ain't
And
trying to get violent. I never want my people like last night. I was enraged as well. I ain't gonna lie. We was all in a fire hot, 38 hot. Like, you
yeah,
know what I'm saying? And cause it's just like damn, like they treating our folks like that, and we can't even help them. They nobody helping them. But it was just like I don't want nobody to get on no violent shit, cause that shit
yeah, no,
gonna
no,
really make me
100%
mad.
not,
I
not.
don't know. I'm the last
So,
person to say it.
so someone said, someone sent me a message about, me talking about this is, they're talking about, anti-Asian, what's the word,
Yeah,
anti-Asian,
you know what I'm saying?
I can't remember the exact term that she used. Um,
But I ain't
yeah,
stepping off
no,
how I
wait. I think it
feel
was
though.
anti-Asian sentiment. She probably said, and but I said we're just talking about what's taking place. It's not. I'm not talking. That's why I don't talk about groups of people with certain things. Because I'm like, you got to say. So I always say those people
It's a
who are
general.
involved
It's a
in it.
generalization.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
you're
people who are
right.
doing it, those are the people who are talking, we're coming out against. And other
But how?
Chinese people, where Chinese people have sent me messages, Chinese people have left comments and
Yeah,
stuff as well. People can go and look at it about just they're talking about what's going on,
but
tweets as
Renzo,
well on Twitter. So I'm saying I'm talking about those the people who are guilty. And just as much as even someone called, I can't remember his name, he was talking about the way people responded to Asians, and I condemned that as well.
no,
So
no,
I'm
no.
not I'm not
I'm
gonna say
damn sure
I'm
not
not
going
gonna say,
against
oh
nobody.
yeah, going because that's dumb, right?
Yeah, no,
So the
I'm
same
that's
way,
what I'm saying. I don't want that against
yeah,
Asian. Like I'm saying, like you
yeah,
said, oh, it ain't like I said, it's a generalization, right? We
yeah,
don't know the percentage of people who really feel like that but not showing it. We don't know the ones that
yeah,
feel like that are showing it. We don't know the ones who don't feel like that and kind of show it but don't even know that they showing it, or the ones who don't show it because they know not to show it. You
yeah,
feel me? So it's just like we can never gauge none of that because you never there around none of that. You
yeah.
feel me?
And
You in
you know what?
Japan, we not none of us in China, but at the same time, I'm not shunning like Chinese people because I like bro, started learning Cantonese because I worked in a tire shop in
Yeah,
high school with a dude from Hong Kong, bro. You feel me? That's how I know like I be in the chat saying little shit about Hong Kong or the British because I learned from him
yeah,
practicing Cantonese. I be liking the do the, like learn coaches and all of that. But now it's just like I don't want it to be evil. Like yo, we just being evil. But I ain't fucking with what's going on over there. I ain't gonna lie about that. But it's just like it
yeah,
is
yeah. So
things we
that's what
have
I'm
to
that's
pay
what I'm saying.
attention to, man.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like as I said, as much as I try to exercise tact. Um, if something happens, I'm gonna speak out against it, right? And I understand, like, yeah, people can misinterpret, misunderstand what you're trying to say. But if something is happening, I'm just gonna shed light on it and talk about it, which I think, and I would do the same thing for in terms of anything. So my I'm not saying, look, y'all know, look, I'm not about this divisiveness. I'm not about like hating people or whatever. It's all about calling people out that are doing dumb stuff. That's all it's about. So whoever is the guilty party, we're calling out those people. You know, some people are saying it's not from the government level, it's just the individuals. Some people are saying it's that, as I said, so people were saying it was like two locations where these places are notorious for in terms of anti-black racism. So those places are where it's happening, right? So as I said, I'm talking about the specific people who are involved in doing these things, and I'll never generalize because, as I said, I have friends all over from everywhere.
Yep.
And so because of that, I understand that, look, not everyone shares a certain mindset. And you can't say something when you know someone that's like a sister to you or a brother to you, and you know them as an individual, and how they might feel hurt by certain things. So you have to be able to say, you know, okay, you know
You
what?
gotta
Those
understand
people who are
people.
the people that are doing it, these are the people, right? And these people
But your
need
next
to be
door
held
neighbor is
accountable for
different
their
from you.
actions,
Your next door neighbor is
right?
different from you. You understand that, and you understand them. It's the same with everybody.
Yeah,
If you have a sense of humanity, like, man, it don't
yeah,
matter about none of that. It's just, yo, we different people. We can all learn from each other. You know, I
yeah.
give you a Chinese verb, shit like that. Like, I don't even want to give into that. Like,
Bro, look, okay, one of my girlfriends was actually half Chinese too, right, back in the day. So, I'm saying, like, you understand? Like, I'm like, bro, come on, like, you know, like when I was in Canada, this is what I'm saying. Look, people write some comments. That's what I'm saying. People misunderstand me. They don't have no sense. Because I'm like, yo, I do not hate anybody. The only people I have a problem with, if someone is trying to hurt myself or my family or people I care about, just like anyone else, I'm ready to defend. Me and that person, we will have a problem. But if you don't do something to me, we're good, right? When I was in Canada, I had a business, as I said before. I work with Korean people, right? I brought them business. They brought me business. I'm living in Japan, bro. I admire the Japanese in some a lot of stuff that they do, and so I'm like, when people, I'm like, bro, like, no, people are saying that you don't. I'm like, who said I don't like people? I've never said that. If anyone has that in their mind, please rid that from your mind. That is, I'm nowhere near that. But if someone, as I said, still, I love everybody, but still, I'm still able to defend. If something happens, you'll hear me talk about it. If there's a need to defend whatever will be defended, that's what I'm saying. It's just like anything else. You know, you have your family members and stuff, but when your family members are wrong, you still talk to them, right? Are you there? I think he came off. Oh, what happened? I guess he came off. He dropped off the line. But yeah, it's one of those things, man. So I just want people to understand, I'm not talking about I'm not promoting any anti whatever sentiment. As I said, look, people keep missing. Please, y'all, just understand. I'm just shedding light on what's taking place, and the people are guilty. They should be held accountable. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't generalize. You cannot generalize. It's not wise. It's not wise to generalize. So I hope I cleared that up. All right? Yeah, clear it up. I don't know what happened with Chili. I hope Chili's free. Okay, Chili Freeman is okay. Maybe his phone died or something. Maybe something. Um, maybe something happened. Never give your. Never give your. What was that? Oh, your number. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So that yeah. So we spoke about that, and you know, like as I said, you know, people send me messages. People send to because people know where my heart is. So people who have been watching me from a long time, they understand. All right. So yeah. If there's something that you don't understand, ask me a question. That's if you're that type of person. But some people just want to find something and just run with it. But if there's a question, please ask. If there's some confusion, please ask. What's this? And what someone said, the most effective way to handle what's taking place in China or anywhere, to like particularly China, is for the government, right? The African governments, the ones that, based on their citizens, need to intervene on their behalf. That's the most effective way to get it done. And as I said before, I believe it was the Ghanaian president, or I think it was, who said the destiny of black people is connected to the destiny of Africa in terms of the perception. Because look, as I said to you guys know me. A lot of people message me and stuff, and sometimes I get comments. Maybe I thought about this yesterday that I probably should show some messages I receive. Um, but sometimes I get some messages from people, even Chinese people, who they just let it out to me as it relates to like what they've been taught. And I'm not even making this up. And I know sometimes I say things and people think I'm being crazy. I'm just making stuff up. And you can see like innocent people like, look, oh, this is what we're taught, and I believe this. And then they would say to me, I want to be your friend, so maybe I can learn some more things from you because this is what we're taught. And I'm just like, so these are comments that people send from time to time, right? So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things, man. Um, there's a lot of stuff, y'all. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff, man. But my position with stuff like this is just calling it out, shedding light on it, and then maybe someone who is in a better position to do something can do it. And if we can do something, we'll try to do what we can. Okay, let's see. Wait, did he come back on? Oh, there we go.
You can hear me?
I can. Sorry. Yeah, you're back on.
My bad. This shitty this bad phone, messed me up. But yeah, man, it's just, you know, it's crazy because the wildest thing I ain't never spoke on, but eventually, probably maybe like 2 years down the line, I knew y'all would have still been doing your thing. I was gonna try to do some YouTube shit out there, but I'm like, man, this COVID shit fucked everything up. You know, it just, I don't know, man.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I don't know, man. Life not really gonna be not to be no Debbie Downer, man. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know what's gonna change from right now. It
You
might be
mean as a
like this
result of
for.
COVID-19?
Now, I'm not trying to. I'm really not even trying to get in that topic, man.
Oh,
Like,
what do you No, I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Do you mean
yeah,
because
it pretty much, but yeah, like I'm just,
okay.
you know, yeah.
Yeah, no one knows what the world will look like post COVID-19. Like for instance, this my wife showed me this yesterday. So in Canada, they have this thing where they're saying nothing will return to normal until there is a COVID-19 vaccine. So in Canada, Canada is making that stance right now that look, it, the nation will be the way it is right now until
Mm-hmm.
there's a vaccine for COVID-19. So you can imagine that this might, I'm not sure how long this will last, but I don't know if there might be
Yeah,
a lot of
but you
changes.
got to think, even when the vaccine come, you're gonna have rebellion within that, and that's gonna be a lot of rebellion, not just a little bit. So
Yeah,
it's gonna cause a whole nother commotion
yeah.
within that.
There's
You know what I'm
there's a
saying?
lot, bro. There's a lot of stuff,
Yeah,
man. There's a lot of stuff, man. Like even with the vaccines in Africa, right? There's this thing going around where I think it was a French medical professional. Maybe you've seen it,
yeah,
where
yeah. They be coming. A
where
lot
they
of
were
French
saying
countries.
they wanted to pretty much test this thing in Africa, and we know at the time Africa never had like a lot of cases,
Nope.
right? So they want to go there and just to show you how some people, we know this, how people perceive black people and the way they see Africa. It's not even a country, but they talk about Africa. A lot of people do. Even black people as well talk about Africa as if it's a country when it's a nation. It's almost like
Bro,
just the
it's a
whole the
continent,
language.
bro.
Yeah, it is a
It's a
continent, right?
continent,
So the whole language behind Africa is just like trying to
bro. It's you cannot
diminish Africa. Like there's so
you
many things.
cannot
Even
pinpoint it. You can't. It's too many, bro.
I know there's a
Bro,
lot of stuff, bro.
bro,
So,
it's too many, bro. It's like picking a grain of rice out of a fucking mountain. I mean, out of a mountain of rice, bro. It's like, okay, let's find Lingala. Like the girl that said she was from Congo last night. She was Congolese. I was like, oh, speak Lingala. You feel me? That's like picking a grain of rice that's lingala out of a mountain of rice of every language in the world. Like, come on, bro. Like, needle in a haystack, right?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just it's different things that's like even with Africa, man. Like, matter of fact, it's a dude that I trade. I said in the chat the other day, I trade forex. Like, I don't know if anybody know about it. If you don't know, please, especially my black people, please research it. Go to babypips.com. Just get into the beginning of it. It'll change your life, I promise. But besides that,
Mhm.
you know, I am a dude that's in my who I learned how to trade with. He was in the group that I traded in. And he's from Cameroon, Africa. He from a town outside of Douala, Cameroon. I don't know anybody in Africa, bro. I'm from South Florida, bro. Like, you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? It's just like I happened to meet this dude and we end up being cool. He's a great trader. And I talked to him and I'm like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? What's going on in Africa? Like, what's going on with like the COVID shit? Like, and I even Googled, like, what I said, man, where you from? And I Googled where he was from. Like, this was maybe 3 weeks ago. Like, they had maybe 50 cases. And it's a big country. And it ain't big, but you know, it's an entire country, man. You feel me? So you're like, yeah, it's not too bad. They got bigger problems like lights going out for a week. He can't even trade because the power out. You know, man, missing out on hundreds of dollars. He a great trader, but he just in Africa in a kind of bad situation. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And it's just like different things. And I'm like, damn, like COVID ain't even hitting them boys like that. And I'm starting to think about South America and Africa, which is the most least besides the Italians that went to South America, like Argentina, you know what I'm saying, Costa Rica, like they go down there and then spread it. You know, and you know, just different things like that. It's like, and people try to pin it on black folks, like, bro,
Yeah, it's just one of those. As I said, it's
like,
well, we gotta,
we look
we
out
gotta,
for y'all, bro. Like,
but
we
I'm saying, yeah,
vouch for you people,
people
bro.
always
Like,
say black people are usually the nicest people, right?
bro,
Um,
bro,
so we just it all goes back to overall. It all goes back to the same thing. Just the overall image, the overall perception,
we're the
um,
most
or
accepting people
position.
in the world, and
Yeah.
that's a
So
fact.
yeah, it goes back to the position. So if someone was asking, what does this have to do with China and Africa? All we gotta do, as I said, is the position. The governments have to, to leverage their resources. Like, there's just so much there that most of us don't even understand, but it has to be done at that level, right? The perception of black people overall has to be changed, and usually sometimes it's one of those things. um who was it? Even the guy that was talking on call yesterday, he was a computer engineer, I believe, and he was talking about the relation he had with this
Yeah, I
woman,
remember.
and just the perception that she had until she realized that, okay, well, I'm way off. I know the guy's teaching her son chemistry and
How to
physics,
do shit,
right?
like,
So it's one of those things where there's a lot, and I there's a lot that can
they
be done.
underestimate you every time, right?
Yeah, it's
But
so there's work to be
I mean,
done, and once we can change and control our narrative, um even for yourself, we got to start
but what
within.
haven't we done the best in the world? Not to be cocky. Just think about
No, no,
all
I know
black
what you're
people.
saying, but I'm saying we have a position, but I'm saying there are things that we need to do. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, and once we can get
The
to that
world,
place.
not just us.
No, I know what you mean. I know, but I'm saying, if we're talking about like this, we're talking about just our people and what
Yeah,
we can
yeah,
do,
you're
right? So
right.
I'm
You're
like,
right.
so to really get to where we need to go, bro, like, there are things that needs to be done, and I know that we have what it takes. But thanks for calling, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna hit you up probably in a couple days, man.
All right, man. Thanks for calling. Thanks for always watching, man. I appreciate it. All right. Um, so if anyone else wants to call, feel free to do so. I was on this. I was talking about something else, and then we went back to COVID-19. But yeah, hopefully someone was saying something. I think Whitney was talking about stories or something in the chat while we're talking about what can be done. There's a lot that can be done, man. Take care, comic books. Take care, man. I appreciate you. Let's see. Okay, I might, yeah, I might call it a day right now. I might call it a day. So I think we're gonna call it there, guys. You know, guys. Yeah. No, this channel is the live channel, the official live channel. It's not the same as the main channel. There's a lot more people on the main channel. This live channel is maybe a month old, maybe not even a month old. It's still, yeah, it's not even a month old actually. It's only a few weeks old. This channel, and this is the one that's dedicated to live streams. Like it's the official BEJ live channel. And I do live streams on the main channel sometimes only if the subject matter is really serious and I want people to know about what's going on. So that's why you see me go over there sometimes. But this is the one that will be the main channel. And I know that a lot less people come on this one, but still, you know, this is the one that we want for live streams. But yeah, so that's why yesterday we had so many people on that one versus this one today. But that's fine. Yeah, it's two different channels. Yeah. But guys, thanks for coming on. You know, I spoke about a lot of things on this channel today. You know, I spoke about many things that are deep, right? And it's a lot. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. And when you think about it, it's easier. It is a lot easier just to not do anything than to do something. It's easier to not do anything, man. It's easier to just worry about yourself and your family. It's easier, right? It's easier to just, yeah. But you know, when you're drawn to something, you know, you just gotta do it. Wait, who said what? Was that Stoic? Oh, Stoic Crane. Maybe we could start a Reddit, a subreddit maybe, or we have the, or can I post it? Where's it? Maybe I can post the Discord, but maybe I'll consider a subreddit. That might be it. But how many people know about Reddit and stuff like that? I'm not sure. Let's see. Huh? Which one is this? Is this the right one? Let's see. But today, the goal today was to kind of get some stuff off my chest. And but I did talk about a lot, but I guess I never went as deep as I could. So there's a possibility that in the future I might, you know, talk about some of these things again and go even deeper. And but as I said, I made a declaration today that there are things that I'm gonna do. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to lead by example, right? There's a lot, and I think we all need to do that. We all need to look within and see. That's the link for the Discord, by the way. I just posted it. Did you guys see it? Wait, which channel? Oh, it might not be there because I'm using this other channel. Hold on. Wait. We can't do everything, but we can do some things, right? And the question should be, what can we do? Are we doing what we can do? That's the question. Okay, here's that's the link for the Discord, and maybe we might talk there, and maybe we do a subreddit, and then I can maybe have some of you guys on. But as I said, going forward again, like as you guys see, this is still pretty casual. The live stream is still pretty casual. It's not really structured or anything like that. As I said, this is maybe the live stream number, I don't know, what, 10? I don't know, something like that. But it's not really structured. So going forward, there will be more structure to it. And there might be like a specific topic, a specific flow, all that. But the channel is in its infancy, and we will grow and evolve. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I just wanted to just bring some of those things to the fore. Think about where my mind is, where my heart is, and what what's this? Oh, Lyman, I'm actually leaving. Someone is saying your Skype isn't coming through. Interesting. I'm not sure why. So maybe something's wrong with Skype then. Huh. Hold on. We just have one more call, and then that's it. So I'm just gonna have a lamin on, and then we're gonna end it. Twitch. I used to use Twitch back in the day, but now I don't think Twitch. Twitch can be a very dangerous place. Okay, I've done Twitch. Twitch has a lot more trolls. A lot more trolls. You're talking about trolls here? Listen, you guys haven't seen some level of online racism and trolls like on Twitch. Okay, when I was on Twitch, it was a next level. Twitch has this thing where you would have people that would get an army of crazy racist people that would raid your stream, right? They would go out and spam people saying all sorts of stuff, and come on, and you see like 300 people just in one to go just come on your stream, and they're writing the craziest things you can imagine on your stream. And sometimes they come on and go to your Discord and send pictures. Look, yeah, I've seen some stuff, man, online. So I've been in this on this online thing for a while, and trolls sometimes don't play. So Twitch is not. Of course, I still did Twitch. I still did that, but I felt like what I was doing, I don't think it was valuable. It was more just like, just like adventures or whatever. And I couldn't do that for very long. So I understand that. I understand Twitch, and it's a place where there's a lot of trolls, and you gotta watch out. But still, of course, that never stopped me from doing Twitch. But I think YouTube is better for this. Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, Ranjo, can you hear me?
I can. You're live. What's up?
Yeah, greetings from Okinawa. Finally made it through. So
you made it to Okinawa. How blue is the water in Okinawa?
Yeah, I've not been here, but I'm guessing it's cleaner than it's been like in a long time. So.
So you haven't been to the beach? I see. Okay, so talk to me.
Yeah, I've been there actually yesterday a couple of times. So, yeah. So I listened to your broadcast yesterday. I came in late though, but I noticed that the topic has riled up a lot of people, which actually I'm a little bit glad. I'm not happy about what's happening, but I'm glad that people are feeling passionate about it. So
yeah,
that's what I wanted to see. And I think when you're doing YouTube, like heated topics like that should be expected, of course. Like it shouldn't be the only thing that we should look forward to. Sometimes it's good to be all happy, merry, but sometimes those kind of things is gonna happen. So I was a bit smiling when I saw that. I was like, okay, I trust Ranjo, he can handle it well, so he'll be fine. So I think you did. I think you handled it quite well. So you didn't like encourage the whole, negativity going back and forth. So I think that was quite good. That was a good example. So yeah, I don't have a lot of time. I just wanted to quickly call in because I know like you're probably gonna end soon. Yeah, so I just wanted to say hi. I'll be keeping in touch in the few days coming. So I'll try to be coming on a bit sooner than this time, because I always tend to come in the last minute. So sorry about that.
No, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Usually it's 10 a.m. GST, but sometimes we come on like a few minutes after that. But 10 a.m. is the time. So if you're available at 10, that's when we're on. And my goal is to do 60 minutes. But as you know, like sometimes when you come on, you just the juices get flowing, and then you end up spending way too much time on the live stream, like yesterday, 4 hours. That's a long time.
Yeah, I don't even know how you keep that up. Like I just look at the time. I'm like, oh my God, he's on fire. Like
that's the thing. I started live streaming, as I said. I've done 15-hour live streams. Believe it or not, people might think it's crazy. And that was live streams where I'm walking around. Okay, so I've built that live streaming muscle. I can go for a long time.
Actually, it's funny because I just started watching you when you used to work like early morning around Tokyo. I used to wake up and then I just checked like Twitch, and first thing I see is like Ranzo popping up. I was like, oh my God, like I just woke up now and he's walking around. So
it's just crazy. I remember those days, man. Yeah, it seems so far away. It seems so far away. But yeah, I used to do live streams, and I actually did live streams first in Canada before I even came to Japan. Before I started any YouTube channel. Well, I did have a YouTube channel from a long time, from 2008. But I put videos up on it, like behind the scenes videos with like Nicki Minaj video shoots and stuff like that, because I was in media, so I got to go to some places or whatever. So I did that, but it wasn't like a focus, but I just dabbled or whatever. But live stream was the thing that I really started doing in Canada, and it was more about motivation. So that was a beginning, motivating people. That's why that's where my heart is. My heart is in positivity, and that's just the way I've tried to govern my life. And of course, you have dark days, of course, like any other human, but the thing that drives us forward is to have a positive outlook, to have that type of mindset. So yeah, so that was a beginning, right? So yeah.
It's funny because actually the person that introduced me to your Twitch channel was a Japanese who was living in Canada. He came to visit in Japan here, and yeah, and he was like, "Have you seen this black guy? Like, he's on Twitch, but he was also trying to get in on Twitch." I was like, "What are you talking about?" I wasn't even on Twitch, but I just had an account, and then I went in, and he said Ranzo, because I think he was also trying to get in the whole Twitch game, but yeah.
Okay.
So that's how I discovered your channel. So
Okay.
yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So well, I'm glad you're in, Okinawa. And
Yeah.
wait, do you go out in Okinawa? Are people wearing masks in Okinawa?
Actually, I have seen probably 2 people with masks yet. So not really. It's a bit relaxed here. I've been to like a couple of izakayas, and barely anyone had masks. I was counting the number of mask wearing people. So I guess people aren't really worried so much here. But I try to wear as much as possible because coming in from Tokyo, so it's a bit of, yeah. But it's quite good. The weather is good, so I can't complain much. So it's quite
Okay, yeah,
nice.
well, have fun, man. And then, when you're ready to share your story, just drop me a message and we'll have you on.
Yeah.
Melanated Files, and you can share your story. I think you're ready now. I think you're ready now because you called in, so I think you're ready for it. So when you come back and things are normalized, like
Yeah.
let's connect, and then I can do an interview with you and we can share your story with the world.
Sure. Okay. All
All
right,
right,
man.
that sure doesn't sound that convincing, but think about it. If you're willing, then we can talk.
Yeah, let's do it on have a DM, and then we can discuss more in details, like and stuff.
All right,
Yeah,
cool, man. All right,
that's
take
cool.
care.
Yeah, take care, you too. Thanks, man. Bye.
All right, bye. Yeah, guys. So I think that was the last caller. Um, so we're gonna call it what, 2 hours? We're gonna have to call it now. So guys, thanks for coming on. We'll catch you guys again tomorrow at 10 a.m. JST in the morning. Tomorrow with a new topic. We might have a live guest, possibly. Let's see what happens. But until next time, bye for now. Remember to subscribe to this channel. Right? Remember to subscribe to this channel and for daily live streams, right? So that's the goal right now. And for the main BEJ channel, you guys are seeing the clips, right? I know that most of you guys aren't watching the clips. It's fine. The clips are for those people who haven't seen those videos before, or who might have seen the long form, but they never watched all of it, or for other people who, yeah, just, so 2 groups of people. You haven't watched all of it. You don't know that that video existed. You saw the clip, and then you can go and watch the long form. So again, it's going to be a mix of new videos as well as, what's that? Oh, so you're saying you're going to save, or you're assuming that's right? Oscar. So what do you call it? Yeah, so there will be a mix of new videos and the clip videos as well, so you guys can see it. You can check them out. We'll be releasing a new video soon as well. So look out for that as well. So guys, until next time, thanks for coming on. Bye for now. Remember, as Black people, there's a lot of work that we have to do. And I guess I won't put the burden on everyone, but if you have that heart and you feel compelled, just do your part. Just do your part, because we're all here just for a brief stint in the universe, right? And then we're gone. And then we can't do anything after that. So while you're here, do what you can. Bye for now, guys. I appreciate you guys for coming on. Until next time, tomorrow at 10 a.m. JST on this channel, please subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you're notified once I'm live. Thanks for coming on, guys. Bye for now. Peace.